Sharpens. Still with
Dr. Tim Gilmore.
We're back. On a really intense and important topic, Tim.
Yes.
I need some info on this. I need you to help me out.
All right. Well, we're talking about emasculation.
That's right. I've experienced it. It's happened in my life.
Me too.
So let's talk about it. What are some of the consequences from emasculation?
Well, for a man and from a man's perspective, and some of the things I felt and experienced is you feel disrespected.
Ooh, that's the main one I felt.
That's a big word. Disrespected.
Some girl called me a little B. Can I say a little? I can say little bitch, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. But that's what she called me.
And did she, for what reason?
Because we were always arguing. And so when it got to the top, when it was always at the top, well, it got more than the B word. She's, right. My thing is my manhood has always been something that I've been working on. What is it to be a man in this world?
Sure.
And so, I talked in episode number 1 in regards to abuse and molestation that happened. So just going through the world trying to prove that you're a man.
Right.
I found a woman that was like, you ain't no man. So when we were arguing and we were get to the top of the argument, and maybe I was gaining some ground and winning the argument.
There you go. She had to cut you down.
Yeah. So it was straight to you're a F, the F word for gay people. So she would just go there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot, there was no coming back for me at that point because I was so sensitive to because my identification growing up was very blurry because I didn't have when you're touched as a child by another man and you're a male.
Yeah.
It confuses something in your brain.
Of course.
Because your first sexual act happens to be with a man. Then for some reason it tells you information in your brain that now from this point forward it should be with a man always.
That's
because
right.
This adult made it and normalized it.
Yeah.
So it's not the way it's supposed to be, but the thought's always there. And if you don't discuss it, nobody kind of, unravels it for you and tells you this is the way it should be, and this is what happened to you, and this is why you think that way.
Yeah. How do you make it normal in your brain?
Right. If you don't talk to someone who knows a little more, you don't. And so then you're going through the world going with this. Mm-hmm. You're going through the world dealing with this, is what I have to say.
Yeah.
Now, with this emasculation, I felt like it happened to me because I have very low self-esteem, and I had these male kind of am I a man? Mm-hmm. Am I able to fight? Am I able to, do these things to prove that I'm man enough?
Right.
And so I feel that it happened several times. I found women, or these women found me, I fit perfectly with them because I feel that they knew that I had these weaknesses. They didn't know it. Whatever mechanisms inside of them, mm-hmm. their insecurities knew.
Yeah, of course. Right? They can sense it.
They knew it.
Yeah.
So they were like, man, let's go. It's game on. So yeah, so it's almost like I was broken down. So it starts with the name calling.
Yeah.
Right? It starts with the name calling. With the shaming, I was shamed. A lot of times it was like, you're not man enough to be, or you're not, you're not man enough was a lot of that. Yeah. What's another thing? A lot of shaming in front of other men.
Yeah. And the tone in which she talks to you.
Yeah, it was always fighting. It was
sure.
So unfortunately, I didn't have a better way to deal with this. But we talked about some of these effects being, if you push a man, in my case, right, a man with low self-esteem, low confidence,
right.
But if you push that man over and over, and the word is emasculate that man, some of the consequences could be that man goes out and cheats on you.
Yeah.
Because the man needs to feel that he's a man somehow.
Absolutely.
A lot of times women use not sex against the male too. They won't give him any.
Yeah. Right? Go sleep on the couch.
Yeah. Because that's a way of control.
Absolutely. And
the other thing that happened was also, what was the other one? It was definitely anyways. So consequence wise, you can have your man cheat on you, but your man can also end up hurting you.
Yes, that's the ultimate. When you feel like there's nothing else, this woman won't listen to me, she doesn't respect me, and she keeps pushing my buttons.
And it's not right. I know that for a fact.
Right.
I know that it's not right to hit anybody.
Correct.
Women, specifically. But I've been in that place where I actually ended up slapping someone in an argument, and it was because it was after her calling me like a faggot.
Yeah.
And that to me was it was like blank.
Sure.
And next thing you know, I opened my eyes and I'm like, oh, I just did something really bad.
The ultimate in disrespect.
Yeah, and so it was horrible. I still feel horrible to this day. I mean, I'm talking about it here, but it's not something I'm proud of.
Sure.
But I know that there was a reason for it happening within myself, and it comes down. That's why I wanted to talk about this topic of emasculation, because I don't know if I was a victim of it, but I was definitely someone who needed to grow.
Yes.
And so that I went. You
needed tools to find out how not to get into the trap of emasculated.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Through that process, I also understood why people commit suicide. I know that sounds horrible, but the thing is, it was such darkness.
Yeah.
It was such darkness that I would think, man, if I feel this dark myself right now, I can imagine people who are going through maybe harder stuff, and why they just lose hope. Because I felt hopeless, and I just sat in my car sometimes feeling so hopeless, and not because this person necessarily had true power over me, is that she had identified where all my insecurities were at, and I was living those in real time.
And when you look at most relationships, and this is just way women are, they get to know a man in a way because they deal with relationships more on an emotional level than men do. You know, you always hear about women, they, have sex with a man and they want to lay there and cuddle and lay there after the sexual, and just, and just bask in it, enjoy it. And the man's like, okay, well, I got to go change the tire. And, he throws on his clothes and gets on, I'll see you at dinner time. And there's just emotional disconnect, and it's just different for men and women, the way we emotionally express our love, our concern, our care, our hate.
Yeah. And if you don't have communications, what it comes down to, and I think that's going to be our next tool, is that even when you're being emasculated, you have power over your communication.
Yes.
Because if you tell somebody the truth, they can't deny the truth. So, for example, if you're being emasculated, and as opposed to fighting it, you tell the truth. Like, I feel this way.
Yeah.
I feel disrespected by you this way. Yeah. There's this thing called Fanos. Have you heard of it?
No.
Fanos. Oh man, I forgot what it stands for, but it's pretty much. Look it up. Fanos.
Okay.
I think it's feelings, affirmation, something N, O, and then S. Fanos, I think, I think something like that. And then Fanos is a way for you to be able to communicate with another human being. My friend Chris actually sent me that. Okay. If you find it, let's get the definition of that.
I'm looking at it right now. It says feelings, affirmations, needs, ownership, struggle, and sobriety.
So then what happens is that with Fanos, you can use the acronym Fanos to say, okay, feelings. How do you feel? As opposed to saying you did this to me, blah blah blah. As opposed to doing that, use the F, Fanos, right? Feelings, first one. I feel that what you did to me was very hurtful. I feel, A, affirmation. I appreciate the fact that you did, that you didn't maybe hit me this time, or that's horrible. But I appreciate the fact that you acknowledged me in front of my friends. There
you go.
So affirmation comes in, and needs. Can you please, next time that happens, can you please not put, say that about me in front of other people?
Right.
So it's a way of communicating. So why don't we close this one out, and then we'll talk about how communication can help these consequences of emasculation. How about that?
That's it. Because communication is the key foundation for any relationship.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That's good. Okay, I'll see you on the next one.
Sounds good, Tim. Awesome. You are
Steel sharpens steel.
That's the one. Oh my God, our cameras are going crazy because we're doing great. We'll see you guys later.
I like that Thanos. Man, that's cool.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.